Wow, what a night. They've played 6 home games in Europe here at Old Trafford this season. In that time, they've scored 19 goals. I'm sure the manager has a smile on his face. Let's hear from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with Reshman.
Ole, I know it's half-time in the tie, but that's an incredible advantage. Do you feel like the job is done?
No, don't feel the job is done, but it was a good job done. We did well, but we know they've got quality. They scored 2 goals with 2 chances first half. Two moments that we gave them, and they did the same to Ajax. They didn't have loads of chances, but they score. So, and in Rome, a team will get 4, 5, 6 chances against you anyway. So, but very pleased with the response, especially half time or second half was very good.
Well, exactly that, because at half-time, the guys in the studio, Paul Scholes and Owen Hargreaves, were both saying that you probably needed to make some changes in midfield. You were proved right because you stuck to your guns.
Yeah, you can say so. It's easy up there thinking who should play, but who should not play.
But why did you feel that you would stick to that? Because the team had sort of lost their way a little bit coming up to the end of the first half.
No, because that's a very good team. Worked really well against Tottenham. I know Mason. I said before the game, Mason should be disappointed not playing, but it's about the balance, and maybe those two should try to leave players out themselves and pick a team with balance.
And resting some of your forward players worked wonders today. The likes of Cavani with 2, Pogba on the score sheet as well. Greenwood came on afterwards as well, and Bruno, of course, with a couple.
Yeah, no, we know we've got creative players. We know we got players who can create big moments, create chances. It's about getting them up there in positions. Paul's position today, I think, is very good in that position because he's allowed some freedom then, but you got the foundation behind him, and Marcus, Eddie, Bruno, Paul against players, any players, they will create chances, so it's about taking them, and that's the difference today. We took most of our chances. We had a couple of big ones, but very, very pleased.
You talked beforehand about the players sort of having that experience now, one more year on, and really that hunger to sort of get past the semi-final stage. Is that what we saw today, that kind of character?
I think the character showed that they came back and didn't lose their heads. I think maybe as you said, maybe 5-10 minutes there at the end of first half, we didn't look great, but we managed to get ourselves together. The two goals are junior, very schoolboy errors. Shouldn't happen at this level, and we said that at half time and we corrected it.
So it's a good job he's the one in the dressing room, not you two, right?
Not me. And you know what? He's doing an amazing job. But in his right, it looks a lot easier up here than obviously for him. And he makes a really interesting point. I played in the team to help balance it out. And obviously he thinks that those two at the base of his midfield give him that balance. But they still conceded a couple of goals in the first half. So I think for United, the attack is so good that the fact of the matter is they showed it today, they cannot score anyone, can't they, Scholes?
Yeah, they were fantastic. Look, we just express an opinion, don't we, Owen? In my 10-game manager, 12-game manager, yeah, I did actually leave players out as well. I don't know if Ollie knows that. But no, look, he's doing a great job here. The team are really developing him. No, it's not so much this season. I'm thinking about next season. Can they really challenge for that league? I don't think they're far away. When you look at them 5 or 6 attacking players they've got, they're so exciting going forward. That second half was brilliant. And not just, forget about the second half, the 5 goals. The first goal. The first goal, I think that was the pick of the bunch. The passing, the movement was out of this world. And if they can produce stuff like this, week in, week out, you have to say next season they're going to be in with a real shout. The passing and moving, the front play of Cavani, as we said, the running off the ball then of Fernandes, and the finish to go with it. It all starts with Pogba. All starts in that position, just off the left-hand side. Strength, skill, quality, ready to link with his forwards. What a goal.
I think the other crucial thing, Owen, and obviously this is wonderful, but then we're now going to see the 2 goals from Roma. They go in losing at half-time, with everyone talking about 4 consecutive semi-final defeats. This was also a big story regarding mentality from Manchester.
Yeah, huge. The players, obviously, especially at half-time, we see the ridiculous penalty against Pogba. And to be fair, Pellegrini was fabulous in the game. But at half-time, at 2-1, they were in a difficult spot. And the players are absolutely responding. We know they got quality players. That's the one there where Pellegrini runs off Fred, and you expect with one of the two sitters, McTominay gets drawn out to the ball, and Fred really's got to be the safety valve there. He gets caught ball watching, catch Pellegrini, and I'm sure Michael Carrick and Darrell Fletcher say, look, Fred, when you're in there, you got to pick up that run, and it is hard to pick up. I played in there. It's one of the hardest things when people run off you. But if there's two in there, you always got to think safety first. But I'm with Scholesy. I look at the attack, and I think there's 5 players in there at the top of the pitch, world-class players that I just think they can beat teams. And Scholes, made the point about the possession in the first half. They had possession, but it wasn't as comfortable. Second half, the possession was pure quality.
Yeah. Good job he made no changes, wasn't it? It was a difficult night for Roma and a difficult return, actually, to Old Trafford for Chris Smalling. Let's briefly get his thoughts after this defeat for his side. Here he is.
Chris, I know it's not quite the return you would have envisaged coming back to Old Trafford. How tough is that one to take?
Yeah, massively. Especially we couldn't capitalise on our first half. I thought we created a few chances, and obviously going in at the break as well. Just pure disappointment in that second half and the goals that we conceded were sloppy, and it's just really ruined the hard work that we did in the first half.
What more could you have done when you had players going off with injuries as well, and that first half 3 replaced? I mean, that's something that you can't even plan for.
No, I think this season we have had a lot of injuries, and it's not an excuse for obviously conceding so many goals, but it's obviously not ideal preparation, but we did still go in at the break despite those early changes.
At half-time, let's get straight into it, because there's some bad to talk about from United, but let's start with the good. That opening goal, special.
Oh, what a goal. We mentioned it before the game, didn't we? Pogba from that left-hand side shows great strength, great ability, great quality. Beats 2 or 3 men, then he's got the options, then he finds Cavani. The third man run from Fernandes is fantastic, and a lovely finish. Sabdi's saying commentary, the keeper does make his mind up by diving low at his feet, but it's a lovely composed. What a ball as well from Cavani. Great run, great goal.
Absolutely fabulous. Every part of it, Cavani, Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, world-class goal from top players, and it was the perfect start for Manchester United.
What are you supposed to do with your arms in the penalty box?
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many different rules, and look, first of all, it's a terrible throw-in from Wan-Bissaka. Sometimes some fullbacks just don't look right throwing the ball, and he doesn't. It's a terrible throw. Roma right onto that, the counter-attacking team. A little bit of a miskick there from Dzeko. And what is he supposed to do? He's sliding to block the ball. You'll see in a minute. The only thing he's trying to do is get his arm out of the way, and it hits him. There's absolutely nothing he can do
this
about
angle
that.
shows him attempt there, trying to move it.
The referee didn't give it. I hate this rule. It's the worst rule ever. I don't think it's a penalty, but obviously the officials that made the rule, they do. Terrific penalty from Pellegrini, give him credit. Fabulous penalty, hits it in the corner.
And then 2-1. And they've looked really strong, and they did look really strong down the left until he had to go off with an injury, Spinazzola.
He's been fabulous, honestly. He played so good, Jake, in that first half. And the thing is, Jake, when you got 2 defensive midfield players that are playing in front of the back 4, you see that's Pellegrini. He runs off the back of Fred. One of the 2, Jake, asked to pick him up. And the thing is, you get caught ball watching, he runs in behind. It's a brilliant ball, and it's a really good goal from Roma.
Well, that's what Fred is in the team for. He's in the team to stop this type of thing. From their best midfield player, he gets in behind him. Look, please stop that. He contributes nothing going forward, and that's his absolute job, is to stop that type of thing, and he's left wanting again.
So look, just to be clear, Roma have been forced to make 3 substitutions because of injury. Despite the fact they're allowed to make 5 substitutions, you can only do it either at 3 times in the game or at half-time. So they either make changes now or they can't change anything else for the rest of the game. Is it United, though, that need to be making changes at half-time? Yeah, they need to bring Mason, they need to bring Paul into midfield. Well, this is a game where, possession-wise, it might look like they've had control of the game. I think it's 64-65% of possession, but it's not quality controlled possession. It's very basic possession, no real link from the midfield players into Bruno Fernandes or the forward players. Paul Pogba needs to get into that middle and he needs to start producing that link. OK.